Welcome friends in my new YouTube video. Myself Professor S.R. Chakne, Assistant Professor of Agronomy at Sadguru College of Agriculture, Mirzgaon. Today we will discuss about the new topic, that is restrictions to nutrient use in organic farming. In this lecture, firstly we will discuss about the nutrient management in organic farming, in which sufficient quantities of biodegradable material of microbial, plant or animal origin that is produced on the organic farm, that shall be form the basis of the nutrient management. That means whatever the plant product or the animal product that is prepared on the farm, that is considered as an important source of the nutrient under the organic management. Then this all the material which is considered as an important form of the nutrient management program to increase or at least to maintain the fertility of soil and the biological activity which are taking place into the soil. Then fertilization management should minimize the nutrient losses, then accumulation of the heavy metals and the other pollutant that shall be prevented under the organic management. Then non-synthetic mineral fertilizers and brought in biofertilizer, that means which is of a biological origin, that shall be regarded as a supplementary source and not as the replacement for the nutrient recycling. Then desired pH level that shall be maintained in the soil by the producer, that means whatever the optimum pH which is required for the crop cultivation under the organic farming, that is maintained by the producer itself on his farm. Then the certification program shall set the limitation to the total amount of the biodegradable material of the microbial, plant or the animal origin that brought onto the farm unit, which are taking into the account the local conditions and the scientific nature of the and the specific nature of the crops. Then the certification program that shall set the procedure that prevents the animal run from the becoming over manuring where there is a risk of pollution may arises. Then mineral fertilizers shall only be used in a supplementary role to carbon based materials. Then another important point, that is permission for use shall only be given when the other fertility management practices have been optimized. Then manures containing the human excreta, that means the feces and the urine, that shall not be permitted to prevent the transmission of the diseases and pest and some of the parasite and some infectious agents also. Then the mineral fertilizer shall be applied in their natural composition and shall not be rendered more soluble by the chemical treatment. Then the certification program may grant some of the exceptions. These exceptions shall not include the mineral fertilizer that containing the nitrogen. The certification program that shall lay down the some of the restriction for the use of the input such as the mineral potassium, then magnesium fertilizers, some of the trace element, manures and fertilizers with a relatively high heavy metal content and or other unwanted substances, for example basic slag, then rock phosphate and the sewage sludge. Then all the synthetic nitrogenous fertilizers are totally inhibited, that means the prohibited under the organic farming. So in short, this is about the nutrient management under the organic farming and which substances should be selected under the source of nutrient under the organic farming we have discussed here. Then some of the products for use in fertilizing and the soil conditioning, that means which are the various products which are used for the fertilization of the soil and for maintaining the soil conditioning. In organic agriculture, the maintenance of the soil fertility may be achieved through the recycling of the organic material whose nutrients are made available to crops through the action of the soil microorganisms. Then many of these inputs are restricted for use in organic production. In this annex, that means the restricted means the condition and the procedure for the use shall be subjected to the condition, that is called as the restricted. Then factors such as the contamination, risk of the nutritional imbalances and the depletion of the natural resources shall be taken into the consideration under the fertilization and the soil conditioning under the organic farming. Then in this chart, here some of the inputs and their condition for use that is given here. So the first input, that is the matter produced on an organic farm unit and their condition of the use. So firstly, the farmyard and the poultry manure, slurry, cow urine, then crop residue and the green manure. Then the straw and the other mulches, they are all the permitted to use under the organic farming as a source of the nutrient. Then the second input, that is the matter produced outside the organic farm unit, in which the blood meal, meat meal, bone meal and feather meal without the preservative, that is restricted under the organic farming. Then compost made from any carbon based residues, that includes the animal excrement including the poultry, that is also restricted to use under the organic farming. Then the farmyard manure, slurry, cow urine, preferably after the controlled fermentation and or the appropriate dilution. Then factory farming sources are not permitted to use, that means it is totally restricted under the organic farming. Then fish and the fish product without the preservative, then guano, then human excrement, these are totally restricted to use under the organic farming. Then some of the byproduct from the food and the textile industries of the biodegradable material of the microbial, plant or the animal origin without any synthetic additives, these are also restricted to use under the organic farming as a source of nutrient. Then the another input, that is the peat without the synthetic additive, these are prohibited for the soil conditioning. Then another input as like the sawdust, wood shavings, then wood provided it comes from the untreated wood, these are permitted to use under the organic farming as a source of nutrient. Then seaweed and the seaweed product, they are obtained by the physical processes, then extraction with water or the aqueous acid and or alkaline solutions, they are also restricted to use. Then the sewage sludge and the urban compost from the separated sources which are monitored for the contamination, these are also restricted to use. Then straw, vermicast, then animal charcoal, then compost and the spent mushroom vermiculate substances, they compost from the organic household reference, these all the inputs which are restricted to use under the organic farming. Then next input, that is the compost from the plant residue, that is permitted to use as a source of nutrient. Then another input that includes the byproduct from the oil palm, coconut and cocoa, that including the empty fruit bunch, then palm oil meal effluent, then cocoa peat and empty cocoa pods, these are also restricted to use. Then the byproduct of the industries processing ingredient from the organic agriculture, these are also restricted to use under the organic farming. Then some of the mineral inputs as like the basic slag, then calcareous and the magnesium rock, these both the inputs are restricted to use under the organic farming. Then the calcified seaweed which is permitted to use. Then calcium chloride, that is also permitted to use under the organic farming as a source of nutrient. Then calcium carbonate of the natural origin which includes the chalk, limestone, gypsum and the phosphate chalk, these are also permitted to use as a source of nutrient under the organic farming. Then next one, that is the mineral potassium with a low chlorine content, examples are the sulfate of the potash, then kaolinite, sylvinite and the Petankali. These are all the inputs which are restricted to use under the organic farming as a source of nutrient. Then natural phosphate, for example rock phosphate, which is also restricted totally. Then pulverized rock, that is also restricted to use under the organic farming. Then the another input, that is the sodium chloride, that is permitted to use. Then the trace element, for example boron, ferrous, manganese, molybdenum and zinc, these are totally restricted. Then wood ash from the untreated wood, then potassium sulfate, both the inputs are restricted to use. Then the magnesium sulfate, that is also called as the Epsom salt, that is permitted to use. Then next input, that is the gypsum, that means the calcium sulfate, that is also permitted to use. Then silage and the silage extract, they are permitted excluding the ammonium silage. Then the aluminum calcium phosphate, these are also restricted. Then sulfur, stone meal, these both the inputs are restricted to use. And then after that clay, which includes the bentonite, peridot, perlite and the zeolite, these are permitted to use under the organic farming as a source of the nutrient. Then the another input, which are the microbiological preparation, which includes the bacterial preparations, for example biofertilizer, they are permitted to use. Then biodynamic preparation, then plant preparation and the botanical extract, these are permitted to use under the organic farming. Then the next one is the vermiculate and the last one is the pit. This both the inputs which are permitted to use under the organic farming. So in this way we have discussed here the some of the input which are permitted to use, or the some of the input which are totally restricted or prohibited to use under the organic farming as a source of nutrient. In this way we have completed this topic here. Thank you.